So hello there and welcome back to the channel. This is Mel's Gaming here with another The Hunter Call of the Wild video. Now in this video we're going to be taking a look at some of the trophies I have found so far on my new save. Now these are going to be trophies that I have ended up finding whilst unlocking my maps again, because of course when you do start a new save you end up with fresh populations, completely fresh maps, you have to re-unlock all of your outposts, your lookout towers, so these are the things I have found so far whilst starting to explore some maps a bit more than just Medved, because of course I have been on Medved grinding moose, but I have started to venture out onto other maps and find some other things as well, so that's what this video is going to be all about. Starting off with a piebald red deer hind here on Te Awaroa, really beautiful. I do really love the piebald red deer, they look so gorgeous, even just the females, they are really pretty. And not very long after shooting that piebald, I ended up finding another piebald red deer hind. And it was also interesting, I also found an albino hind. Now, unfortunately, my recording for that got messed up because I was recording from the wrong source, but I did end up finding an albino and two piebald hinds, all within like quite a close area on the map, so I seemed to get really good rare initial red deer spawns. It was actually kind of crazy. I was like, this is crazy, I must have just got the most cracked red deer spawns ever to start off on Te Awaroa. It was pretty darn nice, and I haven't even explored the full map yet. This was all within a very small area, so it was pretty crazy. And not only did I end up finding the rare females, I ended up finding a legendary stag as well. Now you can see here I am using the muzzleloader. This is because this was when I literally just started this new save, so I didn't even have my normal weapons. I couldn't have my spotting through scopes as normal, so that's why you see I was only spotting through the binoculars. Obviously not as much spotting information at this point either, so it was an interesting thing to be taking trophies again, but at a much earlier stage and with a much different setup to what I would usually have. But I managed to drop this beautiful stag there with the muzzleloader and he floated over to us. And he is a diamond at 257.02. Now this is like the smaller rack for a diamond red deer, but still looks really cool. I do like this rack. The one thing I don't really like about it is actually the main beams. I just feel that they're at a bit of a weird angle, but the crowns I think look really nice on this rack. And I do wish the brow tines were a bit bigger as well, and I wish the tines were less angled, but it's still quite a cool looking rack, and this was actually my first diamond on the new save, so really happy to actually end up getting this. A very beautiful first diamond. And like I said, I seemed to just have cracked red deer luck, maybe in just that one specific area on the map, who knows. I still have quite a bit of the map left to explore, so I guess we'll see if the luck continues, but I'm super happy. 3 rares and a diamond just from one small area, that's pretty awesome. But now moving over to Revontuli coast, where I have a couple of trophies to actually share with you. So starting off, and I actually ended up shooting quite a few whitetail over on Revontuli just for the cash and XP when I started out, and I ended up finding this really nice level 3 whitetail. Now I did end up getting a couple of troll whitetail as well, as I think there was one initial spawn and one respawn. Both ended up being trolls, but then this level 3 I knew should be a diamond with this rack, and I was just appreciating there what the commons actually look like with these new models, because this was actually my first diamond whitetail that I've shot with the new models, and they just look so fantastic. They are so beautiful now. The eye detail and the detail in the rest of the face look so much better than they used to before, and as I thought, this guy does end up being a diamond. Little bit smaller than I thought he might be at 257.53, but still really awesome to see, and I was really happy to actually end up getting that. Then I ended up finding an albino whitetail buck. Now he's only a small little level 2, and I knew that he wasn't going to be, you know, very high scoring, but that is still a really beautiful sight. And something that it kind of made me appreciate whilst running around hunting these whitetail on Revontuli is how good Revontuli would probably be for a whitetail Great One grind. Now of course I am still currently grinding for a Great One moose, even though I kind of have put that on pause just for a few days. I was so deep into that grind, about 7,500 kills, still no Great One, so I decided to just take a few days break to explore some other maps and do some other things. But you know, I would like to do another Whitetail Great One grind. There's a couple of racks I don't have, and I would really like to get them for the Trophy Lodge. And I think Revontuli could be a really, really cool map to actually do a Great One grind on. I've heard that Leighton is also really good, but I love Revontuli, and the Whitetail numbers were fantastic. So who knows, maybe that'll be something I end up doing in the future. But then moving on to the next animal, and you will have just seen me drop a 9 legendary raccoon dog. Now this was really interesting because I actually got this guy's need zone and then a track, and it was max weight obviously, and I thought, oh, max weight estimate track, could that be a level 9? And it was fresh tracks, so I followed it and boom, a level 9. Now I could never get this guy to stop and give me a shot, so I ended up resetting the time and actually finding him in his need zone again. And he does actually end up being another diamond at 9.42. I've been super lucky with getting diamond raccoon dogs, but I really would like to get a light brown diamond raccoon dog. Light brown seems to be like one of the more common fur types for these guys, and I still don't have a diamond one. I have diamond greys and diamond black white fur types, so I'm really hoping eventually I can get one of those, but the legendary raccoon dogs seem to be pretty hard to find, so I'm always happy to get another one for the Trophy Lodge. Now, even though I said that this video wasn't going to really be focusing on Medved and Moose and all of that Great One grind stuff, I did end up finding something pretty cool the last time I was actually out grinding for a Great One on Medved, and it was this. A Leucistic female Capercaillie, and I couldn't have been more stoked when I saw this flying overhead. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. This is the exact bird I needed to complete a triple Leucistic Capercaillie multi-mount for the lodge. I already had one male and one female, and there is the multi-mount with one male and 2 females. So now with this second female, I have that triple Leucistic multi-mount in my trophy lodge, and I am super pleased about that. That was such a cool find whilst just out there trying to get that Great One moose. Still no Great One moose, but that was a very exciting find. Then moving over to Vurhonga, where I had some interesting finds. Now, I haven't explored a lot of Vurhonga yet, but in the little bit that I did end up exploring, I found not 1 but 2 legendary Cape buffalo. Now, the first one I took out was unfortunately a troll, and this one I wasn't sure if he was going to be a troll or a diamond, but I thought he looked bigger than the troll that I had just taken out. Now, I took this guy with the 7mm just to do something a little bit different, and he does end up being a diamond at 153.76. Now, I knew he wouldn't be huge because it is the smaller horns, but I was really happy that this ended up making diamond just because it was one that I've taken with the 7mm. I never use the 7mm. I don't really know why I wanted to use the 7mm. I just thought it would be something a little bit different, and it ended up working out pretty well. So I was super happy to end up getting that, and I still got a lot of Vurhonga to check, so who knows, there might be even more Cape Buffalo trophies out there, or even more other animal trophies out there to go and find. Then heading over to Parque Fernando, and we have a little rare here, a very beautiful dilute mule deer. Now these are an interesting one because dilute mule deer used to be an uncommon, which never really made sense because to see a dilute mule deer in real life is very rare. So it didn't ever really make sense to me that these were just an uncommon in game, but they did actually get changed to being a proper rare, I believe with Mississippi. And it is much cooler now that they are a proper rare. They are so beautiful. And when they were just really common and you'd see them all the time, I felt like it was just a shame because they weren't valued as much as I think they probably should be. But now, with them being a proper rare, they are sort of more highly valued, and I really like that because they are so beautiful. They've got almost a bluish tone to them, and they are just absolutely stunning to look at. Same as in real life, they are just absolutely gorgeous. The pictures of them that you can find online are amazing. So I was actually really chuffed to find that little female, just an absolutely beautiful animal. And sticking with the theme of mule deer rares, I ended up finding this, a level 3 piebald buck. Now, he's got such an interesting rack. His rack immediately reminded me of some of the whitetail racks that you see. Just an interesting looking little buck. but as you will see as we approach him, he is most definitely a piebald. This is sort of the piebald variation that is less obvious. There are 2 piebald variations for the mule deer. This one, as I said, is less obvious. There's less white in the coat, but as you'll see, there is enough there to actually be able to tell that it is a piebald. And once again, these used to be pretty common. You'd see them everywhere. They were more of an uncommon than a rare, but these days they do seem to now be like a proper rare, so that is really cool to see. I really hope the mule deer get a rework in the future. I think the models could be improved, and I would love to see the piebald variants actually given a little bit of a rework, because I think that they could look even better than they do now. Even though they are quite nice now, I just think that there could be some improvements in the future. Maybe if we get a Great One mule deer, we'll see something like that. But either way, 2 really nice rares to actually get off of my Parque Fernando map. And to finish off, this is what I ended up finding last night. I was super stoked when I spotted this. A level 7 albino water buffalo. Now, once again, these guys used to actually be, you'd see a lot of them posted, is what I'll say. They didn't seem to be the rarest of rares, but nowadays you don't seem to see as many of them posted around. And I really like the albino water buffalo. I think they look really cool. And I've only ever really gotten smaller ones with, not such great horns. So when I saw a decent set of horns on an albino and then spotted it and it was a level 7 and I knew it should be a gold, I was so excited. And managed to put a shot into him there that was a little bit far back but got the lung and liver, and he is a gold albino water buffalo. That is so awesome. I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I was like, finally, a nice size albino that's going to be probably a main Trophy Lodge edition. I wish he was a little bit more even, but even like with the unevenness of his horns, it doesn't look too bad. They're not super wonky, but he has a little bit of character, so actually I think it ends up looking pretty good. But yeah, super happy with that. I've had some really good luck with my trophies so far off of my maps. And like I said, I've got so much still to explore. Even the maps that I have started to explore, like Te Awaroa, Parque Fernando, I've still got quite a few areas left on those maps to check. There are some maps that I haven't even begun on yet, like Hirschfelden. So who knows what else is out there to find. And even with maps like Medved, where I've been, spending a lot of time doing that Moose Great One grind since I got this account, I was literally in the middle of shooting moose when that rare Capercaillie flew over. So there's still probably things even on Medved to go and find, even though I've unlocked most of the map already. So that's going to be really interesting. Now, just to give a quick update in terms of what is going on with the Moose Great One grind, I have just put it on pause just for maybe a couple of weeks, just because I have got to 7,500 kills, still no Great One, and I'm just considering, maybe I might want to move to another map again. Yukon is actually looking like one map that I might actually give a bit more of a go than I did previously. It actually seems to be pretty good, and I have actually seen a few Great One moose shot on Yukon now, so that gives me a little bit of encouragement to actually maybe go and just give Yukon a bit more of a try. Leighton also, I might end up giving a bit more of a go on this particular save, and, see if I get, more lucky on this save than I was on my previous one, unfortunately. I have spent most of my moose grind time on Medved, and it just seems like maybe Medved's an unlucky map for me. Who knows? But I will get back to it eventually, but just for now, I'm just taking a little bit of a break. I've tried so incredibly hard to get this Moose Great One. I'm not going to fully give up on it, but I just needed some time to go and do other things to stop me from getting completely burnt out on this game. But like I said, I will get back to it eventually, so in the meantime, I'm going to be looking for other trophies and just unlocking the maps and seeing what I can find. And yeah, then eventually we'll get back to that moose grind. But that is going to be it for this video, so thank you so much for watching and for all your support as always. It really does mean the world. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.